Hey guys and welcome. In today's video we're going to look at variadic functions and closures in Golang, so let's start. The concept of variadic functions is that they can be called with any number of arguments. For example, fmt.Println function that we use is a common variadic function. It can be called with 2 arguments or 20, and by using variadic functions you don't have to write a function that accepts 20 arguments. Let's create our custom print function in order to understand how we can write variadic functions ourselves. It will accept a delimiter to put between values it will print and the actual values. So now this function will accept one value argument. In order to make it variadic in Go, the syntax is to put 3 dots on the argument. Now we can write our functions to iterate over these any number of arguments using a for loop and range. Let's print each individual value and put the delimiter between the values. Variadic functions can be called in the usual way with individual arguments. Let's call the custom print functions with a delimiter and some values. And let's execute it. So we got the values with a delimiter between them. Let's change the delimiter and add some more values and run it again. Now we got the extra values printed with the new delimiter. Another way to call variadic functions in Go is by using a slice. Let's create a slice with some values. And we can call the variadic functions with a slice like this using the 3 dots syntax. Let's execute the program now, and we got the result as expected. Another key aspect of functions in Go is their ability to form closures, so let's take a look into them. Go supports anonymous functions, or also called lambda expressions, which can form closures. Anonymous functions are useful when you want to define a function's inline without having to name it. Let's create an anonymous function that will take an integer as an argument and return the value multiplied by 2. Let's call the inline function. Now let's create a closure. Let's define a threshold compare functions that will get a threshold and an argument that will return another function, which we will define anonymously in the body. It will take an integer and compare it to the threshold, return true if it's below and false otherwise. The return function closes over the argument threshold to form a closure. Let's call threshold compare and assign the result, which will be a function, to a variable. This function value captures its own threshold value. Let's call the compare to test the behavior. Call it once with a value below the threshold and once with a value above it. And we got true for below the threshold and false for above it. To confirm that the state is unique to that particular function, create and test a new one. Let's create a compare with a bigger threshold, for example 100. And we got true for below the threshold. That's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe, and until next time, bye.